This is the example video for the lesson on graphing systems of inequalities. Number 1 wants us to use graphing to solve the system of inequalities given by y is greater than x minus 1 and y is less than or equal to negative 2x plus 1. So essentially, all they want is a graph of the solution. So I'll start by graphing the individual parts. So it says y is greater than x minus 1. Well, that has a y-intercept of negative 1. I'll do this in blue. So it touches the y-axis at negative 1. And the slope is just 1, so that means if I go up 1 and over 1, I'm still on the line. Up 1, over 1, I'm still on the line, and so on. So the thing is, it's not equal to x minus 1. It's greater than x minus 1. That means I need dashed lines, and it's always above it. So I can shade in whatever is above. Now we have y is less than or equal to negative 2x plus 1. So the y-intercept here is a positive 1. So I'll go ahead and put that point there. And the slope of negative 2 means I go down 2 and over 1, and I'm still on the line. So down 2 and over 1, down 2 and over 1. I can also go in the other direction. Okay. So this is less than or equal to that line. So that means I can have a solid line here, and it's everything less than that. So it's everything below the line. So it says and. This means we need both to be true. I need to see blue and green together. Where do I see that? Well, over here, the blue arrows are going up, the green arrows are going down, and I see arrows of blue and green in this entire section. So I can fill this in. And keep in mind, for the blue we have the dashed line. It's going to be dashed for the solution as well. And for the green we have a solid line. It's going to be solid for the solution as well. The reason the solution isn't anywhere else is because if I look everywhere else, here I only see blue lines. Here I don't see any lines, or I should say arrows. And here there's only that green arrow. There's never blue and green, except for where I already shaded it in. So that's a graph of the solution. Now for number 2. Which point is not in the solution set of y is less than x and y is less than or equal to negative x? Let's start by graphing it really quickly. So y is x is just going to look like this line. Actually, I don't care about y is x. I care about y is less than x. So in fact, I want a dashed line, and I want to put arrows below it where it's getting filled in. So that's that part. And now y is less than or equal to negative x. So y equals negative x looks like this. But y is less than or equal to negative x. It is actually a solid line, so I can leave that the same. And it's less than or equal to, so the arrows go down. And keep in mind there are arrows at the end of these lines. So where are both true? Where do I see blue arrows and green arrows? It's in this area. And it's a solid line here, but it's a dashed line here. And all of this stuff is part of the solution. So, how do we determine whether points are or are not in the solution set? Well, let's look at A, for example. This is x and y, right? That means if this is in the solution set, I should be able to plug these x's and y's into both of these, and it should make sense. So let's take a look. X is 1 and y is negative 4. That's true. Negative 4 is less than 1. And on the next one, y is negative 4, x is 1. Negative 4 is less than or equal to negative 1. So those are both true. So that means A is part of the solution. Now let's look at B. X is 5 and y is negative 5. Negative 5 is less than 5, so that works. Negative 5 less than or equal to negative 5. Now luckily it says less than or equal to. That means this is included, because in this case negative 5 is equal to negative 5, so that works. And for C, we have that x is 0 and y is negative 1. So that's true. Y is negative 1, x is 0. Negative 1 is less than 0. And is negative 1 less than negative 0? Well, negative 0 is the same thing as just 0. So yeah, it's true. So C works as well. At this point, process of elimination tells you, well, D is the only answer left. D must be what they're looking for. This is not in the solution set. Let's just make sure. It's saying x is 1 and y is 2. Ah, we immediately see the problem. 2 is not less than 1. This is so wrong. That means D is the answer. D is not in the solution set of y is less than x and y is less than or equal to negative x.